Time to Talk Tuesday, where your local realtor, Antonio Newton, discusses the local market and common issues, providing quick solutions, creative ideas, as well as tips for investors, home buyers, and homeowners.
Hi, my name's Antonio Newton, your local realtor with the Newton Group at Coldwell Banker, and welcome to Time to Talk Tuesday. Today, we're starting our series on the home buying process and the steps that are involved. Now, in reality, this series could be probably 30 to 40 steps long, but we're just going to break it down into 10 simple steps that will be an overview of the home buying process and what you as a buyer need. The reason why we're making this series is because it's even more critical now as we're in a highly aggressive seller's market. That if you're thinking about entering the marketplace or currently in the marketplace, that you as a well-educated and well-prepared as a buyer, and that you come completely ready to go fight for the property that you ultimately want. But the only way how you're going to know to do that is to be well-educated as well as well-prepared. And that's what hopefully this series will allow you to do. So even though it's in the seller's market, it will allow you to be able to have success. So before we start today's episode, we just want to give you a friendly reminder and thank our sponsors, Columbia Northeast Homeshow.com, as well as Better Way Properties, and remind you that you can catch any of our video content on our YouTube channel at Antonio Newton Realtor. There you'll find over 100 videos. We'll have our Time to Talk Tuesday episodes. We'll have our After Coffee, which is our interview series. We'll have market stats, as well as all of our other video content. And don't forget that like, share, and comment. And if you know someone who the information may apply to, tag them in it. And of course, make sure you click that bell so that way you get notified of all of our video content as soon as we upload it. So let's jump into today's episode. And once again, we're talking about the home buying process. Now, it's broken down into many steps, but we're going to break it down into just 10. And step one of that is, how much can you afford? Before you talk with a real estate agent, before you talk with a mortgage lender, it's important that you take a self-examination of your lifestyle. It's important that you think about your lifestyle that you want, how much you spend. It's ideal that you would have a budget because you really want to calculate your finances, your current finances now, to know if you're overextended, to even know if buying a home would be a good idea. And if you're not overextended, then to know how much we're going to be able to afford. What are we comfortable with for down payment? Also, how much do we have for closing costs? And how much can we afford monthly? It's important before you talk with anyone, you have an idea in your head of where you feel comfortable at. Because once you speak with a realtor like me or a lending professional, they're going to give you information based on your credit profile and your financial profile. But you may be approved for a house and say, I really feel comfortable here because, I don't want to stop going to Starbucks every day, or I like to eat out 4 times a week and I don't want to stop doing that. So it's important that you understand your lifestyle, you understand your spending habits, so that we can represent you in the best way possible to put you in a home that you're going to be able to afford. Now, what you want to do is based off of your income, based off of your debts, based off of your liabilities and your assets. If you already own a home, are you going to be able to sell that and put money down? If you don't own a home, do you have stocks in 401k or do you have any other investments? How much are you going to be able to afford? Are you going to need down payment assistance? Think about closing costs, because right now sellers aren't paying closing costs. So going in, you're going to have to be prepared to pay your closing costs as well as your down payment. And then how much down payment do you have? And then how much down payment do you have? If you don't have 20%, then depending on what loan type you use, you may have to pay what is called private mortgage insurance, which may also up your monthly expenses. So these are all factors that you need to think about and consider. That's why it's important that you understand before you talk to a lender, before you talk with a realtor, you understand your financial situation and your financial position. So one, you can educate us on that, because our goal as a realtor as well as a lender is to help you execute your goal. And also think about how long you plan on being in this home. Is this going to be a stepping stone to another home? Is this going to be more of a long-term, more of a 10, 15, 20-year home? Or is this just going to be a 3 to 5, 7-year home? All these things are important, and all these things are going to be factors, not only in what you get approved for, but where you live at, as well as what home you buy. And so it's important that you think about these things prior to, so you know where you're at, and then you can adequately communicate that to those who you hire to assist you. So this is part 1 of the 8-part series in understanding how much home you can afford and what you're comfortable with in your financial profile, your spending habits, your budget, your lifestyle. And that should be step 1 before you talk to a realtor, before you talk to a lender, is you understand how much you can afford and where you're comfortable with your monthly payments. So I hope you found this beneficial. And like I said, it's even most important in this market that you are well educated and well prepared before you enter into the marketplace. So step 2 is going to be, how is your credit? That's a big one, so you don't want to miss it. So thank you for watching. And if you're listening on podcast, we want to thank you as well. And stay tuned, because the next part is part 2, how's your credit? Once again, I'm Antonio Newton with the Newton Group. And if there's anything we could ever do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out. 803-608-2597. Have a great day.
This episode of Time to Talk Tuesday was brought to you by the Newton Group at Coldwell Banker, where nothing works until we do. Look for our episodes every Tuesday, where Antonio Newton discusses the local market and common issues while providing quick solutions, creative ideas, as well as tips for investors, home buyers, and homeowners. If you'd like to reach out to us, we can be reached online and on land at area code 803-608-2597. So until next time, here's wishing you all fair winds, following seas, and gentle tides.